All right. Greetings and salutations, everyone. All right. Going to be playing some CSGO for a little post-Christmas CSGO action. Whoa. Hope you remember to mute yourself. Right. Hang on. Going to be playing some CSGO for a little post-Christmas CSGO action. Whoa. Hope you remember to mute yourself. Stop it. Hang on. Going to be playing some... All right. There we go. Okay. So, Admiral Joker here. Going to be doing a little post-Christmas CSGO action here. Stream was cut a little short yesterday due to family stuff. Obviously, Christmas. And can't always plan on doing everything when you want to. But, you know, it is what it is. But I'm going to go ahead and play some CSGO now. So, yay! You get to watch me die. Post-Christmassy style. And I am watching the chat for comments. So, hey, you want to join in? Hit me up in chat. Bum, 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 bum. So I hope everyone had a good Christmas. I know I did. I got a lovely new pair of headphones here. One of the gifts I actually ended up purchasing with my Christmas money. The Sennheiser 280 Pros. I love them. So far they sound really good and actually really good. Also got a I finally at last, after many years of wanting it, I have the proud owner of a Sega Saturn. That's right, I have a Sega Saturn. You know, it's only, you know, about what, 10 years too late or 20 years too late, but you know what, I finally got one, and at a reasonable price. It was to hell if I was going to be paying, what was it originally, I think $600 or something like that. It was stupid expensive when they first came out, I remember. So yeah, got me one of those, so yay. Also got a what else did I get for Christmas? Oh, I got a Legend of Zelda 2DS. By the way, if you are in the market for a 2DS, I do suggest looking at it. It's a really nice nice unit. I have to admit it's a little nicer than I thought it was going to be. It has a really cool kind of a hello. It has a really cool Hylian shield look to it, but it isn't a cheap like feel. It actually has like an embossed logo and embossed graphics on it, so it looks really nice. So if you're in the market for one, I do suggest checking it out for sure. That pretty much covers everything I got for me for Christmas. I hope everyone else had a very wonderful Christmas. I know I did. So. No, someone's shooting at me. Ow! Oh, I did not hear you over there. With my new headphones, I thought I would. Heard someone die around me. Ha ha! Chances are someone's gonna pick me off with a stupid... Yep. I should have said I could. Damn, dude, you just like jumped up on me. It's okay, there's plenty of people for us to kill. And chickens. Lots of chickens. Ow. Where are you? I know I saw you. Oh, come on, don't run. I hate when they do that. Man, I just want to shoot you in the face. Is it too much to ask that people just let me kill them? Yep, that's why. Oh! Did not see him coming. Alright, so, what'd you all get for Christmas this year? Damn it. What'd you guys all get for Christmas? I really like to know. What did you get what you finally wanted? Did you get something you'd wanted for many, many years? I know I did. Good old Sega Saturn. I got Nights into Dreams and Daytona USA. Yeah, I know it's not the best version, but I like playing games on kind of the consoles they originated on. Even if it's not the most ideal version, it's just some weird quirk of mine I like. You know, to me, I like to play those games that way. You know, experience them like everyone else did for the first time. Why should I be spared? Ha! I killed the guy who's been killing me the whole dang round. Love when that happens. Boom. Right in the... Ow! No, you're up there. Screw you, hippie. Huh. Alright. So, yeah. Oh, come on. I should have killed you. Ooh. Wow, that was straight to the face. I don't know how that didn't kill me. That was luck. Damn it. Damn it. Ow. That Ling guy's pissing me off. Damn it! You know what? I had that kind coming. Yeah, so, got me a Saturn. What games do you recommend, everyone? You know, if you were to play a Sega Saturn in this day and age, what games are really recommended? I mean, I'm not, I'll be honest, as much of a retro gamer as I am, I'm not too familiar with great games on Sega's, damn it, later consoles. Specifically the Saturn and the Dreamcast. Big fans of them. I mean, from what I've seen so far, but you know what is worth playing on those? That's not a port on another console, mind you, because I know for a fact, you know, Tomb Raider kind of got it started on the Saturn, as did Tomb Raider I know is on there, and I know that the Panzer Dragoon games are really good on the Saturn. What else? How did you know I was there? You should not have known anything about me being there. That's questionable. So I actually am the proud owner of almost every Sega console in existence. The only one I don't actually own is the, what was it, the SG-1000 or whatever. Their very first gaming console, but from my understanding it doesn't really matter because pretty much the SMS, the Master System plays those if you, it is back to the Master System, so I'm not like too concerned about that, which is fine with me. So, and I do have a Master System, which I do enjoy quite a bit actually. Surprisingly, I mean, I could see why in some markets it was better than the, it sold better than the NES. It is a very powerful, very capable console. In some ways, I would argue better than the NES. Just doesn't have the library, but, you know, anybody who knows the history of Nintendo knows why the library on the SMS is nowhere nearly as good. And Nintendo was kind of, had some questionable antitrust practice going on there, or anti-competitive practices rather. Nintendo wasn't exactly the nicest when it came to allowing third parties to publish on other platforms. A lot of times they had to create kind of other subsidiaries in order to allow them to produce games on other platforms. But I think there was a lawsuit that kind of ended that after a while, if I remember right. I don't know who ended it, but I do remember there being kind of a lawsuit about it. It wasn't very much anti-competitive. It was very anti-competitive practice. I felt was not very fair to game developers. Or publishers, rather.
Nice kill.
I mean, how can you go in there and say you can't make for Sega or Atari or competitor just because, oh, well, we want to corner the market? And, oh, we're trying to prevent dilution of the industry. Yeah, whatever. I just really wanted to keep people from publishing on the platform. You guys try to literally eliminate the competition through some rather questionable anti-competitive practices.
Terrorists win.
There we go. Hey, 23 and 20. That's actually not bad. Boom, boom, boom. Nuke. Ah, I hate nuke. Always nuke. Not a big fan of nuke. I mean, I played it plenty back in the day, but... there's my dog going off. My new puppy going off again. Barking to one of the other animals. He does that. Excuse me. So, Gamers Uplink. As you know, I am the editor-in-chief for Gamers Uplink right now. Well, I am the editor-in-chief of Gamers Uplink. So we will be having some new stuff coming up pretty soon. Particularly, for those who are interested, we will be doing our annual CES show on the 12th, which is the Saturday after CES ends. We'll be doing our annual CES show to discuss all the new stuff coming out, which I think is kind of exciting because this guy. 8K is really big this year, and we've already seen quite a few 8K content does exist. They're already broadcasting 8K in Japan. In fact, the very first 8K broadcast, I think they already did it, and it was of 2001: A Space Odyssey. Not exactly hitting my... I'm not exactly the biggest fan of 2001. It's a very slow and very freaking boring ass movie. But, you know, not to say, you know, I have a problem with slow movies. I mean, to me, the greatest film of all time is Lawrence of Arabia. Hardly a riveting action romp or something. But I am a fan of... I am actually looking quite forward to... seeing what 8K TV Sony's probably going to have plenty on display. They always do. I highly anticipate LG and LG will probably have some 4K displays. Sharp might. They tend to go for the budget market these days, or semi-budget market. But if I don't see anything from Sharp or Vizio in the 8Ks, I would be surprised to not see them, but it wouldn't be like, oh my god, I can't believe it. You know, it's still early in the development cycle, so I'm not quite sure if they're going to try and get into that market. But I could be wrong. Who knows? I've been wrong before. Just like I was wrong thinking that guy was actually not there. Oh, come on. How could I not hit that asshole? Okay, seriously, how could I not hit that guy? Wow, that was awful of me. Like, really awful. So, I'm hoping to see some 8Ks. I know Sony has already kind of announced at Cydia, which is the big Cydia is kind of like CS, but it's more for custom installers. People who install home theaters and things like that. They showed off, and so did JVC. I know JVC did, and I think Sony showed off too. Their 8K projector. Their 8K projector, which looks interesting. We'll see what they actually end up doing with that in the future. I mean, they're E-shift. So, I mean, that is what it is. I'm not anti-E-shift, by the way. For those who don't know, E-shift is where you take one or two or multiple you essentially just play a overlapping either 2K or 1080p signal and create a higher resolution by overlapping images. A lot of people like to jokingly refer to it as 4K, but to be honest, there's not really a big difference between that and the true 4K projectors that are cost-effective on the market, because they use the actual pixels on the E-shift projectors are a little bit bigger, whereas they are smaller on the 4Ks. So it kind of makes it a semi-wash, kind of. Most people who see E-shift agree that it's no better or no worse than an actual 4K projector, budget 4K. Granted, when we're talking budget, I'm talking about, like, you know, anywhere between under $5,000 or $500 under. Which there are plenty like that. Sony makes one, and actually JVC just showed off theirs. Those are Alcon chips, and they are actual 4K full-on projectors for about $5,000. I was rather impressed with them from what I've seen. I don't know if I might get one. I'm not too sure yet. I'm kind of on the fence between E-shift and 4K. Say. But, you know, I might go one. I might get one. Right now, it's a little difficult for me to justify that expense. When I buy my new house and stuff, I'll probably end up going that route. The wife's already on board with it. The only problem is I'd have to get a new screen and everything else, which is fine. Is what it is. Expect me to enjoy Force K on a... No, yeah, here. Think you're a badass? Huh? I'll show you who's a frickin' badass. Oh, bam! Yeah, that's how I roll. I hear you over there. Where are you?
You got him.
I hear you. Come on. Oh, yeah. Bullshit.
You killed him.
Oh, that was some skills, yo. Oh, he just teleported right in there on me. That's some cheap. Oh, he was mine. I wanted him. I so wanted to kill him. A lot of people will ask you, why do you play this type of Counter-Strike all the time? To be honest, it's just how I roll. Oh, by the way, I did forget to tell people about the it's the my prediction on the PlayStation Classic was fairly accurate. It looks like that yeah, nobody gave a crap about it. Was that GameStop, and they already had it marked down like to like $60 or something. I was like, wow, they did not let that live. That did not stay up there long at $100, did it? They're still selling NES and SNES classics at the MSRPs.
Nice try.
That doesn't surprise me. Like I said, there's nothing on there that makes me say I have to own the PS Platform Classic. Because, like I said before, and I'll say it again, there isn't anything really on there that is a, you know, like a must-have title that you can't just get for like $10 to $15, maybe even $20 at a retro game store and play it on your PlayStation 2 or 3. There's really no advantage to it. It'd be nice if there was. I would like there to be, but there isn't one. It's a overpriced system. And to be honest, the SNES Classic, as great as it is, I bought it because it had a real functional copy of Star Fox 2 and the only kind of official way you could get your hands on it. It's part of why I bought that. Plus, there's a lot of great games on there that are not, like, extremely cheap. Several of those games are actually rather expensive. Hey! A lot of the games on the SNES Classic are some of the more upper tier games. I mean, you really look at it, you got Carl! Love llamas with hats. If you haven't seen it, it's a pretty funny show. Oh, we're past, okay. There's a couple of great games. There's a lot of great games on the SNES Classic. And to be honest, most of them are indeed classics. Secret of Mana is an expensive game. Earthbound's on there. Which, if you want an official way to play Earthbound that isn't on I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Wii U's emulation. The Wii did a better job of it. I mean, that's a $200 plus game. Easy. It's also got, you know, Secret of Mana, but that's also a somewhat relatively expensive-ish game. Most of the games on there are in the upper echelon of retro gaming prices. None of the PlayStation Classics, as far as I know, are actually that high priced. But then again, I didn't exactly go on price charting and validate, but I'm just going off of memory what I remember. Plus, I'll be honest, I don't know if people have much nostalgia for PlayStation as they do the Nintendo. Not to say there aren't people out there who are nostalgic over Sony. Sure, there's plenty. Just not as many as Sega and Nintendo, for sure. It's a generational thing, probably. Wow, you guys baited me there. But I'm still hearing a lot of people like, I want an N64 Classic. I want an N64 Classic. Why do you want an N64 Classic? Give me a reason why you want an N64 Classic. Because let's be honest, there aren't that many really great N64 games out there that would necessitate that type of system. And I am a fan of the N64. But I can maybe think of a handful of games that are really, really, I would consider to be absolute classics. And one of those you can't even put on the system, which is, you can't even put GoldenEye on there because of licensing issues. So, which is one of the definitive games on the system. I think they can do Perfect Dark. I'm not sure if they're precluded from doing that, but I think Rare does own it. So again, you can pretty much not put any games that Rare owns on the system outside of maybe Donkey Kong 64 and Diddy Kong Racing. That's it. And what other games are you going to put on? Seriously, what games would you put on an N64 classic? Mario 64, both Zelda games. Yeah, you know, maybe the Cruising USA, maybe. I would maybe put Yoshi. I could see Yoshi Story, maybe. Yoshi Story is not really not really that well received, I think. Same thing with Kirby and the Crystal Shard. I mean, it's a middling game at best. It's not really that great. So, what are you going to put on there that's going to make you... Ooh, second place. What are you going to put on there that's going to make people want to buy it? I don't know. I feel like I'm thinking about it for sure. I'm thinking about it. Would I buy it? Yeah, but you know, I'm a Nintendo fanboy. I'm kind of precluded. I'm getting killed by bots. I feel bad about that. I mean, I'm kind of precluded to buy it because I'm a Nintendo fanboy. I was looking about my hand. Not real yet, but wow! Shoot at that floor. Shoot at that floor, Joker. Shoot at that floor. Oh, snuck up behind you. What I would like to see, though, on a newer system, on a... I think what I would like to see, though, is a... I'd actually rather see, in all honesty, a Game Boy Classic. That's what I'd like. A handheld, retro Game Boy Advance /GBA, because I think that would be kind of cool. In all honesty, I'm a big fan of the Game Boy. It's actually one of my favorite consoles of all time. I'll be honest, I think it would be something that I'd be interested in looking at, mainly because there are a ton of really great and underappreciated Game Boy games. I mean, I would love to see a Link's Awakening, To Whom the Frog Bell Tolls, I think it's called, which is a game that wasn't ported over here. That's actually kind of developed by the Link's Awakening people. It's pretty much the same team who did Link's Awakening. They released it in here in the States, and it was actually a fairly good game, as I remember. There are references to it, like Richard and his castle. That's a reference to that game. Very, very Japanese game, but you know what? Translate it, bring it out, I would play it. Why not? They did it for Earthbound with Earthbound Zero, although Earthbound Zero isn't really a new version of Mother, because from my understanding, the translation from Earthbound Zero was actually the it was the original version of it was the original translation for Mother that was already done but never released, because Mother's translation was done right around the time that the Super Nintendo came out, and I don't think Sony wanted to really dilute that Nintendo didn't want to spend the money on it with the Super Nintendo already being out or being fixed to be released. It was quite sad considering it's one of the series that most beloved by Nintendo fans. I'm okay with Mother. I mean, I'm not the hugest like diehard fan of the series. It's okay. I get why it has the diehard, but I also understand why it's not really well liked. I don't think it's worth $200. Chrono Trigger is. Oh God, yes, Chrono Trigger. And I can understand spending $200 on Chrono Trigger, but Earthbound, no. And the only reason it's expensive is because it came out towards the back end of the NES's life cycle, and most people played it, and it was. Oh, that was awful on my part. Oh, he didn't even see it coming. Earthbound is the prime example of overrated classic. Probably one of the better examples in my opinion. Wow, I should have saw you up there. Oh yeah. Now we're talking. Boom shakalaka. Boom shakalaka. Oh, another one at the buzzer. Oh, he's on fire. Boof is racking them up, man. Hello. Small pot there for a spot of tea and boil to you. How did I? Sorry, I didn't mean to insult anybody who's British with that. Hey, I'm in first place. How about them apples? For not for long. Who knows? I might be able to squeak out a first place finish here. Nope. Nope. That probably is. I don't know. Maybe I can pull off a squeaker here. 21 seconds. Oh, another one. Ooh, he's catching up now. Picking that up at a clutch situation there. Oh, I really wanted that one. Oh, worked that one out. Whoa, first place. Woo! Woo! Yeah! First place, people. Ooh, and I got boosted in our rank earlier. Woo! Alright, and that's it for the day. I think I've played enough Counter-Strike Go and bored you guys enough with my mad Counter-Striking skills there. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. Alright. Woo! Did I remember posting on Facebook that I was live streaming? No, I didn't. Crap, I put it on Twitter, but not on my regular Facebook. Probably why. Whoa, don't do that again, Matt. There we go. Alright, let's post in our live streaming thing. Alright. So, things are going to be coming up on the coming up this year. So be sure to check out the Gamers Uplink page on Facebook. We're going to be doing quite a bit with things coming up this year. I always say that, but I really do mean it. I had some personal things that came up, Primarily, I ended up having to, I thought I was going to move, to be honest. I thought that I was going to be moving out of state, and because of that, I didn't invest in upgrading my internet in the middle of the year like I was going to. I was actually going to upgrade my internet, allow better streaming capabilities, and that would allow us to do a lot more shows. One thing that holds me back really from doing shows, well, one time I was actually back in school getting my master's degree, which I actually did complete. Yay. And what also was holding me back was a crappy internet connection. Anyone who watches my live streams knows it goes in and out, in and out, in and out a lot. I'm not the happiest with that. I do want better quality for my live streaming. In my opinion, you guys deserve better. The main thing is that I have to actually put in about $3,000 to make the upgrades because of my situation. I can't just get a regular cable modem. I have one, but I also have to run some other infrastructure to get a good connection. Is what it is. I hate it, but is what it is. So that will, I hope, will be done by the end of February. So at that point, we're going to be going full bore with some live streaming stuff. I hope to be doing another project coming up in regards to film and television. We were doing one for a while with 4TW. We kind of crossed over between gaming and media and TV, but to be honest, I kind of, now that we're on Gamers Uplink Solo, or Gamers Uplink is our new brand, I don't feel like we should embrace that side at this time. At least not yet. I'm not saying we're not going to do anything gaming or movie or TV related again, because you know me, I love that stuff. But right now, I'm focusing on the gaming side of things. That's still one of my bigger passions and something we're going to focus on. The TV stuff will be under a different banner, which will associate with LHS Productions, which is Little House and Swamp Productions, which is my production company. So my other projects will fall under that banner. Be sure to check out my Admiral Joker page on Facebook. A lot of it's going to be on there. So I'll keep you up to date on that there. As far as the Quit Your Whining, we're going to be coming back. I haven't really had a chance to because, to be honest, I haven't had a lot of time to research a lot of things. I don't just want to do a Trump sucks or Trump is awesome show. I too many political podcasts are all about Trump. And let's be honest, I've said this since we started Quit Your Whining, and we kind of drifted for that, and I'm going to go back to it. We need to discuss actual solutions and not just bitch about what's in place or what other people are offering. If you can't offer a real solution, I don't want to hear about it. Just like when it comes to immigration, give me an actual solution to immigration. Give me a solution to gun control or school violence, or not school violence, just violent crime in America. While down as a whole, why is it that we have as much as we do? We should be better than this. You know, we're still. I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, we see shootings all the time in the media, all that. Yeah, we do. We do see shootings in the media all the time, but we're actually, like, in the grand scheme of things, like 14th place in gun homicides and gun crimes. We're not even in the top 10. We're top 25. We're not in the top 10. You know, you got people like Honduras, and, which ironically, those people in that immigrant caravan you hear about, guess where they're coming from? Honduras, who has the highest gun crime in the nation, or in the world. Yeah, I just want to look at this real quick. In terms of firearm-related deaths, we are Honduras, Venezuela, El Salvador, Swaziland. Guatemala, Jamaica, Brazil, Colombia, and Panama are ahead of us. Yeah. So mostly South American, Central America. Don't go there. You're going to get shot. Don't go to Central America. Actually, wow, South Africa sucks just as bad, almost as bad. Wow. Oh wait, that's actually by totals. I want to see it by percents. Ah, here we go. Okay. So Honduras, Venezuela, Swaziland, Jamaica, Guatemala, El Salvador, Brazil, Colombia, Panama, Philippines, South Africa. Wow, South Africa is actually worse. That doesn't surprise me. But a lot of people know South Africa is like, oh my God, it's awful. Gangs and the mob down there are really, 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 really bad. Who else we got here? Yeah, but these are all countries that have worse gun crimes than we do. So my thing is, why are we keep saying, well, ban guns? Banning them doesn't solve anything, because most of these countries on the list all have better gun law, have stricter gun laws than we do. Doesn't help them any, does it? No. It doesn't help them one bit. If you take a look at sorry, let me adjust my mic here. If you take a look at things like I mean, you take a look at other topics we're going to talk about are police shootings. We always haven't heard as much about it in the last few months or last few years, the last year or so. It's kind of the BLM and the anti-police sentiment has kind of lowered or quieted down quite a bit. I think now that Trump has become president and Obama's not stoking that fire, which he did. I'm sorry if you're an Obama supporter, I get it, but he stoked that fire more than he necessarily should have. I mean, don't get me started on, Obama was all about guilty and innocent till proven, or guilty till proven innocent. He did that on more than one situation. Zimmerman, he did it in Michael Brown. He did it when the police acted stupidly with the professor up in Massachusetts. I think he was who was arrested by police thinking he was trying to get into his own house. Remember the beer summit? These are all things that were innocent till proven guilty, or they just they did not wait for all the facts to come out before passing judgment. And unfortunately, we live in a society now where that happens more often than not. We see all the time, as soon as something happens, it's posted on YouTube, you've got posted on Facebook, posted on Twitter, posted wherever. You get 50 million comments, and all of them are like, guilty or innocent. It doesn't matter, because what matters is what we see and how we feel. It's all about the feels, not about facts, not about the truth. It's about what you feel. People want this visceral reaction to everything that happens, and to me, that's just causing more and more problems. We don't have logic or think things through or look at actual facts or statistics to see what's going on. No, because we see a bunch of Facebook posts on it, it's an epidemic. We heard about the epidemic of police shootings. Okay, so 1,000 people got shot. Now, while there were 1,000 shootings, how many were justified and unjustified is up in the air. Vast majority of them were justifiable homicides. Because everyone's like, oh my God, there's 1,000 police shootings. Well, if you got a gun and go to a cop, they're going to shoot you. That's kind of what happens. If you attack a police officer, you're going to get shot. Tasers don't always work. Watch any video on tasers. They'll show you tons on YouTube, or tasers fail. Pepper spray fails. Why? Because it doesn't always work. Because other factors. Pepper spray or tasers the batteries may not work, or you don't hit them. Both prongs don't hit. Thick clothing. On drugs. Same thing on pepper spray. On drugs. Not going to work. It's just a simple fact of things. But, you know, when we were talking about police shootings, there's roughly 33 million police interactions per year. 33 million. 1,000 of them end in a shooting. 1,000. That's less than 0.0008% or something like that, I think it was. It was an infinitesimal number. But statistics don't matter because it still happens. So, again, that's what I want to do on Quit Your Whining, is really discuss the topics and actually get down to the brass tacks of it, to actually discuss solutions. Is this really a problem? Is this blown out of proportion? And if it's a problem, what are some actual possible solutions to it? Not just saying, oh, let's just, you know, cry and moan about everything. Because let's be honest, both sides are really horrible at it. You remember, you know, Obamacare was so bad. So bad. Awful, awful, awful thing. Well, we're going to fix it. All you have to do is get in power. It's been 2 years. You lost the House, and you didn't do anything to fix it. Yeah, wait, let me check. Nope. Nothing to fix it. In fact, the proposals are not even fixing what people are complaining about. You literally didn't fix anything. If anything, you were going to make it worse. You know, immigration. Build a wall. All here, build a wall. Build a wall. Okay. How is that going to solve anything? How is building a wall going to solve the immigration problem? It's not. Plain and simple. Building a wall is just is a fantasy solution to a problem. Because if you build a wall, is it going to keep them from coming in? No. And you're going to be spending billions on something that is nothing more than a stopgap. Yeah, it'll stop some, but they'll figure out ways around it. It ain't stopping the tunnels. No, but you know, what about if you had more judges? What if you sped up the immigration process? We live in an age of modern technology. We should be able to speed up the immigration process. I'm just saying. Still takes 3 days to get a background check on a weapon. Why? Why is not everything entered into the system immediately? You should be able to run a background check on me in 30 seconds and say if I could or could not own a gun. Not 3 days. Yeah, I know, because if you're arrested, it takes a long for the kids, blah, 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 whatever. We should have a fast system. Same thing with immigration. We should be working with countries that we're allowing people in. We should work with Mexico, develop a better immigration system to vet these people. Help them build a better system. That's the wall. Better immigration. You know, then when people come to the border, we're going to run background checks, see who they really are, validate. If you know, Mexico doesn't want to do that, then we're going to not let their people in. Period. You have to work with us to let these people in. Simple as that. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be discussing this coming year in Quit Your Whining. So, look forward to that. I will be relaunching all my websites once I have some money. I am actually contemplating starting a Patreon. But, you know, I've never e-bagged or anything like that before, but I like to do more stuff. I like to do more stuff, and I kind of need money in order to do it. And, well, I mean, I do fairly well for myself, and I do. But I'd rather take money and directly dump it into these projects than, you know, if I can, and not have to actually go into my own pocket for things that I have to work on. I know it sounds horrible. You know, what do you mean you're not going to invest? No, I'll still put my own money in. But, you know, every little bit will help me because, like I said, I want to build a house. I want to do other things. I need my money to do that. These are fun things. These are not my job. Never will be my job. Never intended to be my job. So I need something to support that. So we will be doing a Patreon probably this year. And we're going to be doing a Quit Your Whining on Escaped from Justice. That's going to be a big one for me and for others. Mainly we're going to be talking about people who have been arrested and literally kind of easy on what they did. A couple people come to mind. My local personal favorite is Deborah LaFay. You know, Miss Too Pretty to Go to Prison after banging a 14-year-old student. Yeah. Casey Anthony. It's another one. Yeah. So can you murder your kid in Florida? Florida has a lot of these. George Zimmerman, I'm not really going to touch on. The jury found him not guilty, even though he was an asshole. And I'm sorry, you're not guilty if you're an asshole. But, or you're not criminal if you're an asshole. But, no. But we'll be talking about the things with Josh Hadley in the coming year. So look forward to that. There's also probably some personal stories we'll relate to. So look forward to that. Other than that, yeah, 2019 is going to be an interesting year. I didn't do nearly as much as I wanted to last year, but I promise I will do more. I hope to. So look at our Gamers Uplink page on Facebook. I post articles there all the time and commentary on gaming. Quit Your Whining will probably have some more political stuff coming up. I've kind of been out of politics, to be honest, been politicked out. It's as hard as it is to believe. There's too much anger and not enough level-headedness. I want more level-headedness. Anger solves nothing. If anything, it just causes more problems. So, as we discussed earlier. So, look forward to that. Emma Joker on Twitter. I'll be tweeting more stuff. I have been tweeting a lot more, actually. So, I kept that up. And, of course, on Facebook, Matthew M. Majeski on Facebook. MMACIEJEWSKI on Facebook, which is my main Facebook page, and Admiral Joker, where a lot of my other stuff goes. So go there too. So, anybody has any suggestions or comments for any upcoming shows? Let me know. Gamers Uplink, we have a few shows we're going to be doing. Just real quick, yes, we're going to do a show on DOS ports and home computer ports of video games. So mainly we're going to talk about arcade to DOS computer or home computer conversion or ports. So we're going to be talking about that in the coming year. Hopefully I have some special guests on for those. E3 is coming up, but I'm not really too concerned about that because all indications are right now that Sony and at least Microsoft and Nintendo are going to be announcing all their stuff outside of E3. So all the big announcements I actually anticipate in March. I think we're going to see a lot in March, especially for Nintendo. They like to do things in the spring, early spring, and with launches in late winter, give time to build the hype. They seem to like doing that. I have a feeling Sony's going to file suit. Why? Because Sony copies everybody else and never has an original idea in their mind. Boom! Okay. So, all right. Everyone have a good night, and I'll see you guys on later.